Right now, at 6 in the morning on Saturday the 15th of August, 2026, the UK is living through two completely different weather stories. London and the southeast will reach 27 Celsius under sunny intervals, while Shetland and parts of northern Scotland will struggle to hit just 15 Celsius, with showers at first and an overnight low near 11 Celsius. That is a 12-degree temperature gap across the same country on the same day. More than 135 million people across Europe are still sweltering above 35 Celsius, but Britain sits right on the boundary between that continental heat and cooler Atlantic air. This is not a simple heatwave day. It is a split forecast, and it changes what you should wear, how you should drive, and whether your event will stay dry. Let's get specific, because the details matter more than the headline. BBC Radio Shetland reports showers at first this afternoon, turning drier later, with a peak of 15 Celsius and a low around 11 Celsius overnight. That tells us the north is under a cooler, showery airflow. In London, forecasters say Saturday will see a slight dip from Friday's heat, with a high of 27 Celsius and a low of 16 Celsius, under sunny intervals. That is a 7-degree drop from Friday's 34 Celsius, but 27 Celsius in mid-August still feels warm, especially in full sunshine. The reason for the split is a weak cold front edging in from the Atlantic. It has already knocked the edge off the heat in the southeast, but it has not broken it completely. Meanwhile, parts of northern and western Scotland are fully behind that front, so they are now in fresher, more unsettled air. The key point is that this boundary is not moving quickly. It will sit across the UK for most of today, keeping the contrast locked in. To understand today, look back 24 hours. Friday the 14th of August, 2026 was a scorching heatwave day for London and the southeast, with highs around 34 Celsius. A separate European heat dome has put more than 135 million people across the continent above 35 Celsius, and forecasters say those temperatures remain high until the weekend. The UK was never fully inside that heat dome. Instead, a weak cold front has been edging in from the northwest, which is why Friday's heat is already fading. This matters because it means the UK's heat is being eroded from the north, not from the south. That is why the contrast is so sharp. The front is not strong enough to bring a dramatic thunderstorm breakdown, but it is enough to push the extreme heat away from Scotland and keep the far southeast in a much warmer air mass. The result is a classic two-zone Britain. If you are heading to the weekend at Wembley Stadium today, you are largely in luck on the dry front. London's forecast of sunny intervals and a high of 27 Celsius means a warm, mostly dry evening for an outdoor stadium show, but you will still want water and sun protection if you are queuing earlier in the day. Football fans at Wolves vs Blackburn and Cheltenham Town vs Rotherham United should expect somewhat different conditions depending on the stadium. The West Midlands and Gloucestershire sit in the transition zone, so a light shower cannot be ruled out, although temperatures should stay mild. At Boomtown Festival, set times and travel guides are live, but the weather is a bigger question. Festival sites often sit in valleys where cooler air and showers gather first. The RAC is already advising drivers to slow down in showers because oil and dust buildup after a hot spell can make roads unusually slippery when rain first arrives. That is a key risk today for anyone driving north and west. Although the southeast is cooler than Friday, 27 Celsius under sunny intervals still brings a high UV index in mid-August. The health implication is not just heat exhaustion, it is the false sense of security after a heat wave. People may assume the danger has passed because the air feels slightly fresher. It has not. Your skin still burns quickly in sunny intervals, and hydration is still essential if you are at an outdoor event or driving long distances. For drivers, the RAC warning is especially relevant. After a long dry spell, roads collect rubber, oil and dust. A light shower turns that film into a slick surface before it washes away. If you are driving from the warm southeast into the cooler, showery north, you could hit that exact combination. Allow extra stopping distance, especially on rural A roads and motorway slip roads. This is not a day to ignore dialed-back heat warnings just because the thermometer has dropped by a few degrees. The near-term outlook is for the cold front to continue making slow progress southeastwards, but it will not sweep through quickly. That means the split persists into this evening. Shetland and northern Scotland will gradually dry out later, as BBC Radio Shetland reports, but temperatures will fall to around 11 Celsius overnight. London and the southeast will stay mostly dry and mild, with a low near 16 Celsius. For anyone at Wembley or an evening match, the evening looks comfortable, though you will need a light layer once the sun goes down. For anyone camping at Boomtown or walking in the hills, that north-south difference becomes stark after dark. Pack layers and are waterproof, even if your daytime start is warm. This pattern also means Sunday is likely to continue the gradual cooling, but the south will not see a sudden return to 34 Celsius. The UK is slowly leaving the heatwave, but the word is slowly. Let's turn analysis into action. First, check your exact route before leaving. If you are traveling from London to the Midlands or North, expect the temperature to drop as you head north, and the chance of showers increases sharply beyond Birmingham. Second, if you are heading to an outdoor event, carry both sun cream and a rain layer. That sounds contradictory, but it is exactly what the split forecast demands. Third, for drivers, start with a lighter right foot. The RAC advice about slippery roads after dry weather is not just for northern England. Any shower that reaches the southeast today can trigger the same effect. Fourth, if you are using trains or buses, check local operators for weather-related delays, especially in Scotland where showers and low cloud can slow services. Fifth, for festival goers, protect your tent pegs and phone against both sun and shower. The UK on the 15th of August, 2026 is a two-wardrobe day. So the one thing to remember is this: Britain is not getting one weather forecast today, it is getting two. The southeast is still warm, mostly dry and comfortable for events, but the north and Scotland are cooler, showery and fresher. That 12-degree gap between London and Shetland is the real story, because it shows the UK sitting on the boundary of a European heatwave and Atlantic cooler air. The cold front is weak, but it is winning in the north. For your travel, your health and your plans, do not assume the whole country is experiencing the same day. Plan for the region you are traveling through, not just the one you are standing in. If you found this useful, stay with us for tomorrow's forecast, because the boundary is still moving, and the next change could be a return of heat or a much cooler pattern.